Hello folks, my name is Rick. We made a Vermiculite pizza oven, Perlite Vermiculite, that we had an old igloo looking doghouse that was out of service, and we decided to use that for the mold. We cut it down to the right dimensions and experimented along the way. We used chicken wire and other ways to try to hold the perlite and concrete together, mostly vermiculite and a little bit of perlite on the base. Comments are always nice, so I hope these techniques and our experimentation will help you make a better pizza oven along your way and in your craft. I'm mainly a sourdough cooker, but we will enjoy some pizza out of it. Thank you. Have a great day. So I'm making a vermiculite pizza oven, bread oven. This old table is going to be cleaned up, and I'm going to put a bigger sheet of plywood on top of it and stronger legs. But this is an old igloo type dog house, and I've cut it down so that the front opening will be 63% of the dome here, which should work perfectly. I've got a lot of scraps. I kept shaving it until I got the perfect measurement. I've got some vermiculite, perlite, and concrete I'll be using. So I've got to put the big piece of plywood on here and decide the size that I want. And then I'm gonna build the base up, make the platform to put this on. And then I will make a chicken wire screen over the top of it, the whole thing. And then vermiculite, or excuse me, perlite and concrete over the top, and I'll add to this video. Thanks. This is the perlite base for my pizza bread oven. Get back here where you can see it well. I didn't figure I needed a exact shape to hold all the sides in, because if it's rounded it's less likely to chip or break off. Here's my old doggy igloo doghouse. Another short clip of the outside here. I'm walking around. So I got the chicken wire to tighten up real good. Okay, so I want to show you something about this chicken wire. When you have a loose spot, if you grab it with your pliers like that, your needle nose, and just twist it. If it's too far away from the mold, whatever you're using, the deadgum beach ball or exercise ball or whatever, just give it a little twist like that, and it brings it right in tight. Anywhere it's sticking out a little bit. I've already done this one, but I wanted to show you that technique. That one's out a little too far. Just twist it, and you can go around, find anything that's sticking out a little bit, and give it a little twist, and it sucks it right in. Places like this works real well. So I got the chicken wire nice and close here, I believe, and I'm almost ready to start packing the perlite on. So anyway, hope you enjoy. Bye. I have a method now that works pretty good here. I hold this on and fill it and rub it into the chicken wire at the same time. So that seems to work really well. And I can pat it in. Yeah, some of it always falls off. But anyway, get a good picture of the whole thing. Okay, go ahead and stop it for now. Thing is just about done, except for the door on the front. I'll do that tomorrow when this is pretty firm. I'll start making the door. I got a piece of plywood left there. I'll cut it out upside down U shape, and I'll stick it on the front here, and I'll make another batch of concrete, and I'll pack the concrete around the door so that I got a good seal. And that should turn out quite nice. Talk to you later. So, starting to put the red brick on. I think it looks pretty cool so far. I just make a slurry with concrete and sand and dye, and I'm going to make a concave or recessed piece here where the door will fit up inside there. I'm going to make a better door. That's just scabbed one on, but I think that's a cool looking die. Oh, finishing it up. Is it running? Okay. We're doing the stucco on the outside, so just mixed it really thick.
Yep.
And rubbing it all over the outside and smooth it down like this. And you can probably tell as I'm rubbing it, I'm rubbing off any of the loose perlite pieces that were sticking up too high. After I do this, I'm going to go over it with a hose slightly, like a mist, and kind of brush it and smooth it all out. Well, that's the last bit I've got to do of the rough fill. And what I'm going to do next is fill in around the wooden door here.
Yep.
So what I'm going to do with that is put some of my concrete and pour it here. And fill it in around the door here. I know this is going to break off whenever I
remove the door.
remove the door, but that's okay. That's what I want. So I'm going to fill this in. Okay. And it's okay. I may have to come back in and put a little bit more in the door. I don't mind that at all. Okay, that's basically it. So I'm doing a finish up video here. This is the finished up oven. All I got to do now is lift it and pull that tarp out and cement it to the base. Of course, pull the doghouse out. There's some safety wire at strategic places in there pulling the chicken wire into the doghouse, so I snipped that from the inside. I brushed it with a broom while the concrete was nice and wet. It doesn't need to be perfectly polished to me, but anyway, it's been very fun. I've appreciated it. Thank you. Bye-bye. So this is the doghouse flipped over, and we're cutting the wire, and we're going to pull the plastic out of it. And this is the base. We're going to polish this with a belt sander, and then put the doghouse back on without the plastic. Say hi.
Hey.
So what we learned from this is next time we'll put a small layer right next to the chicken wire of regular concrete, like a concrete or masonry slurry, to bind the chicken wire, so that when we put a fairly thin coating, so that when you follow it up with vermiculite and perlite, there'll be enough liquid for it to bind. I may not have had my mortar quite wet enough, so this is a learning process, but we can make this work. So this is the doghouse flipped over, and we're cutting the wire, and we're going to pull the plastic out of it. And this is the base. We're going to polish this with a belt sander, and then put the doghouse back on without the plastic. Say hi.
Hey.
So what we learned from this is next time we'll put a small layer right next to the chicken wire of regular concrete, like a concrete or masonry slurry, to bind the chicken wire, so that when we put a fairly thin coating, so that when you follow it up with vermiculite and perlite, there'll be enough liquid for it to bind. I may not have had my mortar quite wet enough, so this is a learning process, but we can make this work. See how the natural convection draws the cool air in on the bottom and the smoke comes out the top? That's that 33% clue, or 63% rather. The only time I'll use the door is when I have to snuff it out, or trying to finish up the last little bit of a pizza or piece of bread. Take care. Hello. So we're just about done. I started my first fire. Get down below the smoke. I've got some very minor finish up work. We had to take care of some cracks by regrouting them with mortar, but basically it's done. It's been a learning experience, and like I keep saying, been a lot of fun. Thank you. Enjoy. Bye.